then. Today, our focus will be context clues. Context clues. Because it's a lesson that we've already done, the only question today will be a review question that you guys will complete as a pop question, and then there will be an assignment in Study Island. So let's go ahead and jump into our reading for today. Our reading for today is A Dog and a Daisy. As we're reading, it's important that we preview our text. Previewing our text lets us know what genre our text is and what thinking jobs we should use as we approach reading our text. As I look through the text, I don't see any characters. I see sentences and paragraphs. So that lets me know no characters, no plot, sentences and paragraphs. I'm most likely dealing with a text that is nonfiction. Let me go ahead and choose a color for today. Genre, nonfiction. Because our genre is nonfiction, our thinking jobs are topic and teach me. So we have to identify our topic, which is here, A Dog and a Daisy. And every time the teacher teaches it, every time the author teaches us something about our topic, we stop and jot. All right, so let's jump into our reading. What do a dog and a daisy have in common? Nothing. That may be your first thought, but think a little harder. You may realize this: they are both alive, true. Now think like a scientist. Pretend to put on your white lab coat, scratch your chin, and really ponder it. If they are both alive, then what do they both need to stay alive? Here, I'm going to write that dogs and daisies may be more alike than we know. A dog and a daisy both need nutrients. Dogs eat stinky dog food, and daisies get nutrients from water and the soil. A dog and a daisy both need water. A dog drinks from a bowl or the toilet. Yuck. A daisy gets water from the ground. So here we can write that both need water and nutrients. Now you're thinking on a whole different level. Take it even further. Dogs and daisies both use parts of their bodies to get what they need. A dog uses its tongue to lap up the water. A daisy uses its roots to pull up the water from the soil. Dogs have an esophagus. It's the tube that carries food and water down to a dog's stomach. Daisies have tubes in their stems called xylem. Xylem work like straws to suck up water. Then the water is passed on to the leaves and petals. So here we can write that both have body parts to help drink water. And as you saw, the word xylem is underlined, so we'll most likely have a question about that later on. All right? How do dogs and daisies process their food? Dogs, like humans, have stomachs. The food they eat goes to their stomach, where it is broken down. Then, cells carry the nutrients onto different parts of the body. What's left over gets passed through the intestines and out the backside, and you have to pick it up out the yard. Both break down food with nutrients that they need. Plants absorb sunlight through their leaves. This gives them energy. They use their energy to make food by mixing carbon dioxide and water. Using energy from the sun to make food from water and carbon dioxide is called photosynthesis. Like dogs, daisies produce waste. The waste they produce is oxygen. Plants produce oxygen as waste. Dogs and daisies have something else in common. They both need to reproduce in order to survive as a species. So they both have body parts especially for making new dogs and daisies. Dogs and daisies also have characteristics to make them attractive. Daisies have bright, pretty petals to attract insects that can distribute their pollen. Dogs have markings, colors, and scents to make them more appealing to other dogs. Both have features that make them attractive. You're probably thinking that surely that's all dogs and daisies have in common. What about this? Both dogs and daisies need to process information. Okay, we may be stretching things a bit here. Dogs have brains that can think. Daisies definitely can't think, but you can. So think about this. A dog can see bright sunlight with its eyes and feel the heat of the sun through its skin. A daisy has chemicals in its leaves that sense the sunlight. A dog will curl up in the shady spot on a hot day or lay in a ray of sunshine to get warm in the winter. A daisy will grow toward or away from the sun depending on its needs. Both respond to sunlight as they need it. Of course, dogs and daisies look completely different on the outside, but they have similar needs. And though their body structures are not all the same, they do some of the same jobs. Interesting, yeah? I bet you've never thought about dogs and daisies like that before. Although they are different on the outside, they have similarities. The famous celery experiment. You may have already seen this one, but it's still fun to do. Take a glass, fill it with water, put in some food coloring, then put in a stalk of celery that still has its leaves. Leave the celery in the colored water overnight. The next day you will see a major change. The celery xylem will carry the colored water up through the plant and change the color of the celery leaves. Take a slice of the bottom of the celery, you will be able to spot the xylem right away. They will look like colorful little holes in the base of the celery. Sounds like a fun little project you guys might be able to do. Next, we have our pop question. Our pop question responds to that underlying word we spoke about earlier. What does the word xylem mean in paragraph 3? What does the word xylem mean in paragraph 3? Our answer choices are F, a tube in a dog's stomach, G, a tube in a daisy stem, H, a straw. J, part of a daisy's leaves and petals. Lastly, the attendance question for today is, what's your favorite candy? What's your favorite candy? So remember, you guys have an assignment in Study Island. If you haven't completed previous Study Island assignments, remember that they close at the end of this week. So go ahead and get those in so that we can update your grades as we look to close out the school year. Thank you and have a great day.